Did you know that a staggering 1 in 10 foreign companies has already shifted their investments out of China? Let's dive deeper into the growing exodus of investors from the world's second largest economy and the main reasons why it actually happens. Today, we unravel the surprising statistics behind this mass departure. Join us as we explore the turbulent economic landscape that has led to foreign companies rethinking their position in China, questioning the security, regulatory environment and economic promises that once made it a top investment destination on the planet. Picture this. Investors once lured by China's economic pros are now hitting the brakes, and the reasons are more straightforward than you might even think. Security on shaky ground. Imagine trying to build a sandcastle with unpredictable waves. That's how investors feel about security controls in China. Recent waves of unease have surged due to the concern about the protection of local Chinese rivals, leaving many foreign companies caught in a tide of uncertainty. Economic hurdles ahead. It's like navigating a twisty road with unexpected bumps. The Chinese economic growth is slowing down and the costs are on the rise. Picture companies trying to drive through this economic obstacle course, and it's no wonder many are looking for smoother paths elsewhere. Regulatory roller coaster. Think of the regulatory environment as a roller coaster, but not the fun kind. Business confidence in China has hit record lows, with a whopping 2/3 of companies finding it more challenging to operate. The pessimism stems from the lack of reforms and a lingering doubt that the regulatory climate will improve anytime soon. So why are investors saying goodbye to China? Security concerns, economic challenges and a turbulent regulatory environment have made investors look for calmer waters. But before we continue, please hit a thumbs up and subscribe not to miss even more cool videos on this channel. Shockwaves of investors bidding farewell to China are sending ripples across the globe, and it's not just about foreign companies feeling the turbulence, it's not just outsiders seeking the exit. 2 out of 5 in a recent survey reported that Chinese businesses, like a crowd leaving a packed stadium, are also shifting their investments elsewhere. It's a substantial chunk, showing that it's not just an international trend, it's a nationwide shuffle. Ever seen someone at the edge of diving board, unsure whether to take the plunge? That's the British Chamber of Commerce, waiting for regulatory clarity before making any investments in China. Picture this hesitation in numbers. It's just 1 in 5 members holding back, uncertain about the economic waters ahead. Now let's talk numbers and destinations. Imagine this: 43% of all companies relocating their Asian headquarters set sail for Singapore, while Malaysia becomes the second home for 27%. It's like a migration pattern on the map, with arrows pointing away from China toward these chosen destinations. These statistics show it's not just a few outliers, it's a significant trend, with companies seeking stability and friendlier business environments outside of China. So the exodus isn't just a local affair, it's a global shift, with both Chinese businesses and international players looking for better opportunities and smoother seas. We all know that China's economic engine is facing some rocky roads, and hitting the 5% GDP growth target seems like a quest with unexpected hurdles. Imagine trying to balance on a seesaw that won't stay level. That's the challenge with China's property market. New home prices in major cities didn't budge in August, but property investment is down nearly 9% in the first 8 months of the year. It's a real head-scratcher, and investors are watching with curiosity and concern. In July, experts took a nosedive of 14.5%, the steepest fall since the pandemic's beginning. While things have improved with a 6.2% decline in September, it's like trying to navigate through choppy seas with geopolitical tensions brewing. It's a tough sail, and the outlook remains uncertain as China faces headwinds from the global conflicts. Consider China's fixed asset investment as a fuel for its economic engine. It's been growing at just about 3% in the first 8 months of this year. But here is the catch. Is it driving the engine in the right direction? Some are raising eyebrows, concerned that it's like pouring fuel into a car that might be stuck in the mud. There is a question mark hanging over the effectiveness of this investment, especially as worries grow and non-productive sectors benefiting from this financial fuel. So as China steers through these economic challenges, it's not just a smooth highway way to the 5% GDP growth target. It's more like a bumpy ride with twists, turns, and a few roadblocks that need some serious navigation skills. Now, let's talk about 5 economic indicators that you have to watch if you want to understand what actually happens in China and where this huge ship called Chinese economy actually goes. Consumer spending green shoots. It's like watching flowers bloom in a garden, but don't let the green shoots fool you. Retail sales added a 4.6% year-on-year boost in August, a glimpse of hope amid the economic thorns. But here's the catch. It's happening against the backdrop of property market concerns. Property wars. Ever tried to fix a leaky boat while selling? China's property market stabilization efforts feel a bit like that. On the one hand, new home prices stayed flat in August across 70 major Chinese cities, a momentary relief. Yet, beneath the surface, there is a potential storm. Property investment is down almost 9%, and the debt crisis in Country Garden is testing shadows of contagion risks. It's a tricky balancing act of observers and holding their breath for a smooth sail. Expert outlook darkens. Imagine an exporter's ship encountering the rough seas. That's China's export outlook. July saw a sharp 14.5% decline, the steepest fall since the pandemic's onset. Despite a slight improvement with a 6.2% decline in September, it's like trying to sail through international water with soft demand and geopolitical tensions as formidable waves. The outlook remains overcast, and the economic sailors are scanning the horizon for clearer skies. Wait. Don't say that you don't fully understand how important the export is for China, because it's really important and we need to be on the same page. But who can explain it to us in a few minutes? What do you think about Dr. Brainy?
You call me again, you ungrateful students. Where is my chair? Alright, export is vital for China as it accounts for a substantial portion of its GDP, contributing over 20% in 2022. With a huge trade surplus of $500 billion, China relies on export to maintain economic stability and accumulate foreign exchange reserves, which reached over $3.2 trillion. The export sector is a key driver of employment, providing jobs for tens of millions of Chinese workers. China's status as the world's largest exporter highlights its pivotal role in global trade, with exports totaling $3.5 trillion in 2022. Export-led growth has been a fundamental strategy for China, fostering technological advancements and attracting foreign direct investments. I'm late for the bus again. How can I get to the next lecture? My students are waiting for me.
Questions over investment. Fixed asset investment, an important measure of capital spending in China, has been growing again in 2023 at just above 3% in the first 8 months of the year. This partly reflects the state's drive to boost investment in manufacturing, as it steers China away from the over-reliance on real estate and financial speculation, calls for stimulus and reforms. Picture a cityscape waiting for a facelift. That's the expectation as Beijing gears up for the third plenum. Economists are calling for more than just tweaks. They're rallying for economic reforms. The call acts like a drumbeat for Beijing to boost domestic consumption and introduce progressive taxation. It's a plea for the strategic plan to revitalize the economic landscape and inject a fresh breeze into China's financial sales. So, as we keep an eye on this economic signpost, it's not just about numbers, it's about decoding the narrative of challenges, cautious optimism, and the calls for a new economic melody in China. As we wrap up this economic expedition through China's shifting tides, let's zoom in on the factors compelling investors to pack their bags and the broader challenges casting shadows on the dragon's economic prose. Picture a puzzle, and each piece represents a reason why investors are bidding farewell to China, from security concerns sending shockwaves to economic challenges acting like roadblocks. It's not a single piece, it's a mosaic of uncertainties. Shockingly, 1 in 10 companies has already shifted gears, with another 1 in 5 companies considering the move. The exodus is real, and the puzzle pieces are scattered across a landscape of evolving challenges. China, once a magnetic force for investors, is now facing headwinds. It's like a once bustling marketplace now edging with concerns. Business confidence is at record lows, with 2/3 of companies finding operations more challenging. The ripple effect extends beyond borders, with China customers and suppliers joining the shuffle. It's not just an economic shift, it's a transformation, a tale of challenges that requires strategic navigation. here is the pivotal part of the narrative, the call for change. The statistics paint a vivid picture, urging policymakers to rethink strategies. Economic reforms are not just a suggestion, they are a lifeline. As China approaches the third plenum, it's a moment of reckoning. Boosting domestic consumption, implementation progressive taxation, they are the keys to unlock a new chapter in China's economic story. Picture it like renovating a house. It's not just a touch-up, it's a transformational rebuild. So, as the curtain falls on this exploration, remember, it's not just about numbers, it's about the stories they tell, the tale of investors seeking stability, challenges that needs requiring, and the potential for a new economic dawn in the dragon's den. Hit a like button and subscribe, not to miss our new videos. See you soon!